Good. Acha, tell me, Akriti and others, in the last few days, the market is moving at a very good pace. Like which index has crossed the 52-week high? Do you know that? Banks. All the banking stocks index has crossed the 52-week high. So that's a very good sign that, we had just faced a kind of a steep correction. And now yeah, Akriti, tell me, what are you going to say? So, we are now witnessing again a kind of a revival of the markets, and we have already witnessed, kind of a 52-week high in the banking index. So, banking index is supposed to lead the now this bull run basically. Okay. So, the markets are now very close to 80,000 Sensex. So, it has touched around 86, 87, 88,000 in the past this thing. So, we are almost about 7 to 8%, down compared to its peak. But when we reach to a peak of say 87,000 in large cap and maybe in mid cap and small cap, so there was a lot of froth which was building up. Okay, so at least now that there's been a great time correction and the market is reviving, so it's a good sign that the investors were worried about the future. So that seems to be now the thing of past. So okay, carry on with Akriti. आपको आकृति I am just I mean the way your language seems to be that you are a professional, you have known these funds for long. I mean काफी अच्छा आपने I think you have done a good exercise so far. So ठीक है, great. So are these direct funds or I mean like means you have direct, not through the agent, okay, or the distributor? Okay, okay. So ये कितना what is the period of this thing return you're talking about? Huh? 5 years. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So in 5 year, you're saying all these large caps are, giving around what 25, 26%. On category average is around 22%. Okay. And they are beating the category. So like, Nippon is giving 27 and ICICI is giving 25. Okay. So these are good. So, okay, carry on. Okay. Okay. Because then that means it is having lower risk. Okay. But higher returns compared to other ones. Okay. So these are mid cap returns. Okay. Mid cap things. Okay. So, if we talk about over 30% return, so what do you feel? Is it good, bad, or excellent, or what? But I mean, for an investor, whatever is the cap, it's an excellent return because you never get such kind of a return anywhere. Okay. When you compare with a fixed deposit return, it's close to about 7.5%. So here you're getting 34%. Okay. Yeah, you know what is magic of compounding. If you put your money at this kind of a rate of return, it will become so high your portfolio that there is something called magic of compounding. Have you heard of that? So, because the magic of compounding, if your money is growing at such a great return, so it will grow your portfolio into a very large amount and make you ultra rich. So then you don't have to do anything in your life. If you have spent about 10 to 15 years putting your money in these kinds of funds, then you can just have a nice kind of a relaxed life, or you can even do something which you like in your life. Like, I left the job and I wanted to teach. So by these returns, you can always enjoy it and do whatever you want. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. In small cap, what is the return you're getting on an average? Third. Okay, same, almost little bit more than the mid cap, but almost the same kind of a return. Acha, Akriti, I'd like to ask you, one thing that you have analyzed small, large, and mid cap, which consist of all of the universe. Have you identified which are the top, 10 stocks? Mix of, large, mid, and small, where you will find there's a common stocks which have been invested by all these, institutes, all these funds managers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fine. Yeah, that's a large cap, universe where, people are putting mostly in financial sectors like, SDFC and, Axis Bank or ICICI Bank or, as you said, yeah. And what else? Yeah. Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. So these are all large cap names. Okay. And if you just look at the mid cap and small caps, you will find wide kind of differences between the fund to fund depending upon because the universe become larger there. तो ठीक है तो वो भी एक एनालिसिस साइड बाय साइड आप कर सकते हो फॉर योर ओन पर्पस ऑफ to understanding that where all the money is going, which are the hot companies where the people are putting the money, and and how those stocks have grown a little bit about that, just what kind of returns they have offered in the last 5 years compared to the mutual funds you're talking about. So ये आप बाद में कर सकते हो, उसमें डाल सकते हो स्लाइड में if you want, otherwise I don't require that. Anyway, go ahead with your slide, last one. एक से मोनिका का फोन आ रहा, हाँ मोनिका. हाँ, गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड आफ्टरनून, हाउ आर यू? एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. सो वी आर एक्चुअली हैविंग द लेक्चर साइड बाय साइड. सो चल रहा है लेक्चर 1:30 वी स्टार्टेड या. No end term, so we are having all presentations. We won't be having any end term exams. So it will be all take home paper or presentations and all. On the basis of that the assessment will be done. ठीक है, चलो, ओके ओके. अच्छा, ये फ्राइडे को लेक्चर है मेरा. चलो ठीक है, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कम. ओके. या. या. ओके. Okay. Okay. Very good. Wonderful. It was a great presentation, and actually you have touched, briefly everything about, those mutual funds, how much return they're giving. You have compared them with the benchmark, and then your recommendation was also based on your own, risk profile, which seems to be quite good. 60% in large cap, and rest on mid and small cap. So that, even today, for most of the people, after this deep correction, so people are, more on the, large caps than on the mid and small caps. So, but it all depends. If you, we have seen that over the last 10 to 15 years, whether you are invested in large, small, and mid caps, so you always get more returns if you are more on mid and small caps. Okay, but they have outgrown so much in the last 3 or 4 years that it's time better to park your money in more safer investments like large caps. Okay, because there will be a lot of volatility which we may witness in the coming years. So your recommendation seems to be quite bang on. Okay, रितेश, और कौन आगे कौन प्रेजेंटेशन करेगा? ये अब्दुल। अच्छा, अब्दुल तो अभी नहीं करेगा, बाद में करेगा। रितेश, यू कैन डू इट। Or Abdul, I've just shared a Google Drive, okay, and you can just all put all your presentations there, okay. All of you, Akriti, Ritesh, Abdul, and others also tell. I think they can all see on the WhatsApp group, so that at one point I can see, and then I can give. I mean, when I do the final assessment, so it will be handy for me instead of looking at the mails. Okay, fine. हाँ हाँ, I can see. ठीक है. This- हाँ हाँ, go ahead, please. I'm hearing you. So tell me, Ritesh, suppose you are saying ELS is for tax saving, a kind of funds. So is there any limitation there? ELS, can you put how much money you can put maximum? It is 1,50,000 rupees, and there is a 3 lakh lock-in period. So maximum amount which you can put in an ELSS fund, of course, it includes all other things also, like you have a provident fund, and you are paying some kind of a principal repayment on your housing loan. There are public provident fund, so all a combined limit of 1,50,000 for all your ATC deduction. And now that deduction is available only under the old regime. Okay, in the new regime, it is not available, because in new regime you pay lower tax, the slab rates are better, and the percentage of tax you pay goes down. And from the current year, above 12 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay any tax if you are going to file your return on the new regime. Okay. So in the old regime, I mean, of course, last year when I filed my return, it was under the old regime, where I had taken a good, I mean, deduction under the ELSS, as you're talking about. Okay, fine. आगे चलो, ठीक है. Yeah, sure. Okay. 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 No, no issues. No issues. Bandhan equity, Bandhan core equity. Okay. Hmm. Lower. And all these funds are giving, very good alphas also. I mean, generating, higher return than the benchmark. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 Very good. अच्छा डल भी है ओके ठीक है ओके गुड So here, Ritesh, you said standard deviation actually measures the total risk, you know, fine, which is, both the company specific as well as the market, kind of a risk. So standard deviation gives the total risk. Now, if we want to segregate between the total risk, what is the market risk or what is the company specific risk, then if you are, because since you are fully invested and you are fully diversified, then you talk about only the market risk, which is captured by the beta. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. 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 They are managing. And what kind of return they are, generating for the investors. Okay. 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 ठीक है. चलो good. Good. Okay. 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 So this should be also be one of the factor, that consistently, the return has been very good. Whether you pick up 2-year period or 5-year period or 10-year period. So those funds which are consistently giving better returns, all the kinds of, time frame. So these are, to be this thing, a better return. I mean, always recommended to be invested in. Yeah. Yeah. Acha, 2-year return is 31%. These are small cap, flexi cap. Okay. Okay. ठीक है, very good. So this is very good comparison. What you're doing is, that you're considering, the consistency of returns. Then you're talking about, the risk adjusted kind of a, return. Then it covers everything basically, the rating as well as the low volatility and the alpha. So all these are very important parameters to basically assess which fund is a better fund. Okay, so this is a good one. Okay. Yeah, yeah. ठीक है. Very good. Wonderful. So ठीक है चल. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Oh, well, that's very good. Conservative investor. Suppose you are a conservative, so where you like to put your money, and for aggressive. So conservative में आप क्या बोल रहे हो? HDFC flexi cap. Okay. High Sharp ratio. Okay. And Parag Parik also. Okay. And for aggressive investor, you're saying, Haji? For aggressive investor, you're saying JM flexi cap fund. So which has a higher standard deviation, but returns are also better. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. ठीक है. Very good. So this was a very good presentation both by Akriti as well as Ritesh. Okay. Abdul, you are going to give it for the next week. Okay. Fine. So this is a great learning, I think, for all of you about how to choose mutual funds, how to analyze the best of the mutual funds, isn't it, Akriti?